Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Say Less Basketball Podcast. Currently joined with Zach Fulcher, Will Donzello, Mohammed Daffleseed as usual. You know, the usual. We're back with this episode. It's going to be a little bit shorter. We're trying a different schedule. It's going to be about 30 minutes this episode, but we're back. It's nice out in Illinois. If you're in the Midwest, it's like 70 right now. It's kind of nice out.
Enjoy it for a day.
Yeah. But we got something to talk about in the NBA this week. We were not here last week, but we're here this week. And let's just say that the Bulls and the Lakers and Ben Simmons are all topics again this week. There have been topics the whole season, but the Bulls are interesting, and the Lakers have really hit the plummet on with Westbrook and the whole team. So there's a lot of rumors about shit like that. So we're gonna talk about that. And then Ben Simmons will also not play for the Nets currently. So we'll talk about that as well. But first off, gentlemen, the Bulls. So the Bulls obviously are one of the better teams in the NBA, but we want in Chicago, we want them to win championship. And they were the 1 seed, they were the 2 seed, and now they've fallen down to the 4 seed in the East. They've lost 4 games in a row. Your thoughts, gentlemen, on this losing streak? What's going to happen? Can they get out of the gutter here? What's the problem? Will, Mohammed, start it off.
Problem is their defense. And I know everybody keeps saying Lonzo, Caruso, and Pat Williams are obviously big perimeter defenders, and they'll probably help a lot when they come back. But their interior defense is really bad, and their rebounding is atrocious. And if you watched last night against the Bucks, they could have won that game if they didn't let the Bucks hit like 5 key offensive boards in the fourth quarter. And it's like I've been saying all year. I don't know if you guys been hearing me say this, but Vooch is just starting to piss me off because
we know
teams pick them up apart and pick and roll. They like teams that are good at pick and roll? They just smoke them, and they smoke the Bulls. And then obviously him as a defender, he's not known, and I understand that. But when you guys you have Zach LaVine, DeRozan, and Vooch healthy in a lot of these games, and you're still having these like I don't know, bro. You gotta like the big three gotta like come back and like put up 100 points to combine. I don't know if that's possible, but you either outshoot teams or you defend them well. If you can't defend them well, you gotta have outscore them, and the Bulls still can't do that. So it's just Caruso and them gonna come back, but I don't know if that's gonna solve all the problems if they meet the Sixers or Bucks in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was watching the Grizzlies game. I think that was like last week, last weekend. And they said that with Caruso, they are like 4th in team defense in the NBA. And without him, they're like 29th.
Yeah, it's bad.
Just one player.
There's a lot more variables that go into that, though.
Oh, I know.
Like,
they haven't had.
I know. Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying,
No, I don't disagree.
Sure.
They need him. Bro, I'm trying to find their exact record against playoff teams, but it's really bad. Like I can't find it right now.
They're 1-13 against the top 7 teams.
That's
league, and then I think the top 6 teams in the East are like, I forgot the number.
They needed that win last night, man. They low key play like Showtime Lakers to me, not like exactly, but some of the plays watching last night, bro. I'm just like, you guys so hyped. Bro, especially you guys see the play where Giannis missed a free throw for Freeport Tilos.
Yeah.
After that, dude, that was so hyped. I was so hyped for that. But the thing is, I feel like every game's the same narrative for them. They start off poorly, they crawl their way back into the game and either win or lose, obviously. But like last night, they were down. I was watching periodically. I was at work, right? Like I said, but like they were down like double digits most of the game, I think. Then they came back. Then they were ahead by double digits, and then they blew it like in a span of 5 minutes, and then never came back from that. I think we've said it all year. What's up?
I found it. They are 6-16 against playoff teams.
Yikes. So I think we said it all year. I think we said that the Bulls, we liked them in the first round. I don't know. I think I said it for sure. I don't know. I think you guys agreed, but like I think I liked them against all teams in the East, at least to have a shot. But the Bucks were the one team that I was I've always been like, I don't know. Same
They
with,
are
same with the Nets.
they
But
are 2-9 against teams in the top 6 of the Eastern Conference.
that's not good.
No,
And
that's not good.
you know what's even worse? Jack's going to be on the sidelines shoving this down our throats
100%. Yep.
because
Surprised he's not doing it
you know,
now.
because he doesn't know. He
Yeah.
doesn't know anything about basketball. But
Not aware.
they gotta find a way to beat these teams, man. They gotta find a way to play a complete game. I know they're bleeding because they miss Lonzo, Patrick Williams, and Caruso. Yes, but like everybody is missing players, bro. That happens to every team. There's no excuse. All right. Look at last year. Literally, a lot of people make the arguments that the teams that were in the finals and the team that won the finals was heavily based off injuries. That's the way the cookie crumbles, man. Don't make excuses. Give me results.
That is facts. That is facts.
Vooch got to go, man. Trade him. Trade him for somebody. I don't care who. Bro, how nice, Zach, would it be if they get AD somehow? Oh, my God. AD for a package with Vooch.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Oh.
AD, I know we were talking about this in the group chat off the air, but I think Mohammed sent something about, the only team that AD would leave the Lakers for would be Chicago to go back home. Makes sense. Makes sense. Even though he's a damn Packers fan, which makes no sense as well. But yeah, if they can get AD, that'd be a solid big man that they need. We've always said they need people to fill the big man position, but I feel like if they just need guys to be healthy.
Bro,
but they need to figure out a win to win without the guys that are injured, because so far, I mean, they were on a 6-game win streak before this losing streak, this 4-game losing streak right now. So if they can get back to the basketball that they were playing back then, like 2 weeks ago, probably, then that could be good for the Bulls. But the records against the playoff teams is not it right now. It's not the system, not the solution. We're not looking good against it. So they got to figure it out, and they got to figure it out quick, because we're getting into spring right now. And as the weather is evident of that, and that's the playoff time. So that's the run for the playoffs.
Before we move
final
on,
stretch. Yeah. Go ahead.
Did you guys see that video? Tristan Thompson missed like 10.
I saw that.
Oh my God. Basically gimmies. Why, during warmups.
Warmups. Yeah. I saw that.
If that was not the epitome of his offensive game, I don't know what was. That's the most Tristan Thompson thing I've ever seen.
He was stealing my game. Missing the layups. It's an easy layups.
That's low-key Jack, though, too.
Low-key Jack as well, yes.
Jack's a big guy.
All right. Any final thoughts before we move on to the Lakers, gentlemen?
Mohammed's definitely doing something right now. Looking like he gave me the finger.
That's okay. We're moving on anyway. we've only got a certain amount of time this episode, but trying a new system, but it's gonna be better, promise. But next topic is the Lakers. Lakers have been topic the whole season. I mean, right from the beginning, right from getting Westbrook, and then the spiral downward since the losing streak. There was mixed rumors that they were going to trade Westbrook around the deadline. There was massive rumors that they were going to make some kind of move. Some people have criticized LeBron for getting Westbrook. They think he should have had the opportunity to get Buddy Hield, and they criticized that he didn't get it. And now the Lakers currently are sitting in the 9 seed in the Western Conference. They're 27-35, and they have also lost 4 games in a row and are 2-8 in their last 10 games, gentlemen. I mean, this is all-time low. I know it's been low for the Lakers recently, but this is all-time low right now. They might not. What are your thoughts? Are they going to make the play-in game, or are they going to continue to fall down? What do you think?
I'm surprised. I know Mohammed and I have said all year that we believed in them, no matter how bad it got.
Me too. Me
And,
too. Yeah.
Okay, you've agreed.
Yeah.
I'm starting to actually second guess myself on that, because like this is honestly unbelievable. And I know the excuse is, oh, they don't have AD. Well, they weren't that good with AD anyways, so it's not like he's gonna solve their problems. They're atrocious on defense. I mean, they're awful on defense. If the Bulls are bad on defense, the Lakers look like a Y ball team, bro. They are horrid on defense. Westbrook does not play defense at all. LeBron is just visually and emotionally, I think he's just quit on the team.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that bothers me. People don't they don't obviously LeBron doesn't construct the teams, KD doesn't construct the teams, Steph Curry doesn't construct the teams. They don't do that, but they have heavy says. They have heavy weigh-ins, and people they're trying to make the excuse, oh, well, Rob Pelinka could have said no to Westbrook. He could have said, yes, we're going to get Buddy Hield and better. That's better. Or instead, that's better for our team. Even though you want Westbrook.
Yeah.
I just don't see how a vast majority, or at least a half of it, the blame falls on LeBron, dude, because Zach, he wanted Brody. He did.
Yeah.
Instead
He
of
wanted Brody.
Yep. He wanted him. And then I've heard people saying, I've seen all over the place, that nobody expected the Lakers to be all that from the beginning of the year. Nobody really expected them to be a top 4 seed or top 3 seed. We expect them to be somewhere in the 6 to 9 range. I'm like, what? Who said this, bro? If I saw a team with Westbrook, AD, and LeBron on it, I instantly think top 2 seed, probably. Instantly.
I was thinking finals. I said finals.
I say finals too. I mean, I don't understand what the excuses are. They're so bad, bro. People are talking. I know that the rumor mill is going on. Is LeBron going to shut it down? I honestly, I know people call me a LeBron hater, but I would not hate it if he shut it down, because I support him wanting to play with his son, and if this will prolong his career, being out, not playing for what seems like a useless cause. It's hard, because I think you should play with your team. You should ride or die with your team. But at the same time, I understand what his goals are. So I wouldn't kill him for it.
Damn. Mohammed?
So just put his personal goals in front of the team's goals?
Yes. When has he not done that? He wanted Brody.
Yeah, but I'm just
He's
shocked
literally
you
trying to
just support that.
Huh?
I'm just shocked to hear you support that, though.
I mean, I like I said, I still would like to see you play for, ride or die with your team. I mean, I still like that, but I'm saying that I wouldn't kill him for it, because I at least understand, I support the family aspect that he's trying to go for. At the same time, I would think it's pretty weak for a superstar, but
Yeah.
Look, Lakers' problems are just everywhere. Okay, AD, when he was healthy, was playing like not the AD that everybody thought he would be playing with. Westbrook is part of the problem, but he's not the whole problem. Like to some people, it doesn't help that your acting owner, I don't know if she's that owner, but the Buss family, without the father, doesn't seem to know how to run a franchise. You got a GM in Pelinka that's not really a GM. So, I know everybody was on his case about the trade deadline and how he didn't get anything. Well, what could you trade for?
John Wall.
Oh, yeah, the John Wall thing. I don't know if that was true or not, but, I mean, would John Wall actually make this team that much better, though?
Probably not, no.
He definitely do something, but I it's too many variables. And then it doesn't help that you're like the leaders of the team not really leading the team. Because when I see them play, it's just no effort. It's like they just don't care anymore.
Dude, LeBron's flat out quit. His body language is terrible.
Like they've given up. And I've been saying this even this year. I was like, LeBron's the one guy that I could believe, a small group of guys. He's like one of those guys that you always believe in him. You always think that he could somehow figure out a way. And he's done it before. And I thought he would, but I guess he's just getting too old. I don't know. It seems like I don't know. Everybody's saying that he's just stat padding for that Kareem record right now.
Yeah.
That's why he's always staying in. So maybe that's why he won't get shut down his season break.
I agree with that. What did you say he said in his new episode or whatever? What was those?
Oh yeah, so apparently he thinks that he should be up there with the all-time scorers, and it pisses him off that nobody mentions him in the all-time like best scorers debate. And then he also said, what was this quote? He said that he looks for LeBron haters like to motivate him pregame. He
prepares.
He only needs one to like really like get him to that level.
All right, Zach.
I thought that was interesting stuff to say.
That is
really quick before you go, Zach. Sorry, because I know you haven't gone, but I just want to say this. When I first heard that, Mom, when you told me that a little bit ago, the first thing I thought of was the Jordan or the Bulls documentary. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yep, that's the first thing I thought of just now. Yeah, I took that personally. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Yeah, George Karl. And I was gonna say the body language with LeBron. He definitely looked. There was one play where I saw it on Twitter, and it was somebody missed a shot, and he just stood there, and everyone else was jumping for the rebound, and he just didn't jump.
He does it all the time now.
Yeah, he ain't about that. I saw another one of our memes, like the James Harden and
the
Ben Simmons memes, and it was LeBron. We're down 30. The game's over. And he was like, let's go. I just got 20 points. Hashtag chasing Kareem. # strive for greatness.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, you can make jokes about it. The Lakers are not even close to living up to their potential right now. I really thought around this time, March, April, they were going to turn it around and make a playoff run, but because of that Westbrook cycle.
Dude, the Pelicans are creeping up, and
they're a game ahead of them.
Huh?
They're a game ahead now.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
The Lakers are a game ahead of the Pelicans, I believe.
Yes.
So
the Blazers are 2 games behind the Lakers, and if they get Dame back, I don't know where Dame's at in his rehab and whatnot, but if they get Dame back, it's like okay, I'm pretty sure they would go for a playing spot too.
Yep. Yeah,
Bro,
you're right about that's a good point about the Pelicans. The Pelicans are on a good 4-game win streak right now. So they're a little bit hot.
Since they got CJ.
Yep.
They've been decent. Imagine if Zion. I don't think Zion's coming back, right? He had another procedure.
Apparently he's back with the team now.
Oh, shoot.
Right.
Well, he's back in New Orleans. My bad.
Imagine if he comes back, bro.
Yep.
The Lakers, bro. They have to be obviously the most disappointing team of the year. I mean, I don't even think it's debatable, right?
Yeah,
but
it's not. No, yeah.
It will be arguably the most disappointing team ever, in my opinion, at least that I can think of off the top of my head. If they don't even make the playoffs,
Nash, D. Howard, Kobe.
Yeah,
that team got
other Lakers teams, right?
You could throw the Harden Durant one in there, but they didn't have enough time, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, you can make that argument about this team too, but at the same time, they've had Westbrook and LeBron enough. Dude, Westbrook and LeBron should be enough to get you a playoff berth, not even a play-in, like actually be in the playoffs.
Facts.
That should be enough. I mean, Durant did it with Brody for how many years? Not to compare, but like it's just come on, it's ridiculous. The scoring thing that LeBron says, we've talked about that before. Just real quick, he's not a top 10 scorer, or maybe he is. I don't know. Off the top of my head, he's just not one of the best. Just because he scores the most points or a lot of points doesn't make you the best scorer. It doesn't. That's not how it works in my mind. So I don't think of him as the equivalent of a Steph Curry, of a KD, obviously MJ. I might even make the argument Larry Bird would be a better scorer. Obviously Kobe. See, just because they are not scoring nearly as much as him, just doesn't mean that he's a better scorer. I don't know why he's saying this kind of stuff now. What is he, in his feelings or something? I don't get it. It's kind of weird.
He's been more open about like certain things lately.
I wonder if Tom Brady has any effect on that. Because like once Brady went to Tampa, he just started opening up, and then I wonder if athletes were like, "Oh, huh." And Brady could do it. I
Yep.
can too.
We're gonna move on to the next topic here, but we did have a debate about the top 10 scores, and this topic did come up because I had LeBron in my top 5. I don't think I did not have Durant, so that was really interesting. But I had LeBron in there, and we talked a decent amount about it, and it was very yeah. You could, by Muhammad's reaction, that's basically how the episode went. But real quick, the next topic before we close everything out here is this Ben Simmons. So obviously there was all the stuff in Philly the whole last year. We were talking about forever about how he just doesn't want to play. And now he's on the Nets in a good situation. He claims that his mental health situation has improved. And some people were doubting if it was really mental health, if he's just using that as an example. There's a lot of different things, a lot of different variables in this, a lot of ins and outs in this case. But right now, the Ben Simmons is not playing. And so your thoughts, gentlemen, the Nets are currently, speaking of disappointing teams, the Nets are at the 8th seed right now. They're on a 3-game losing streak, 3-7 in their last 10, and they are 500 at 32-32. So Ben Simmons, what's happening? What's the problem? What's going on?
I mean, apparently his conditioning, he had some back soreness from conditioning. So, take what you want with the information, but for him, I think he's just trying to avoid that Sixers matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they play March 10th.
Yeah, March 10th. They talked about that in the introductory press conference.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if he plays maybe a couple of games after that, just all of a sudden, he's ready to go. I mean, I've watched some Nets games and he looks pretty good to me. I mean, he's on the bench every game they play, so and he looks engaged into the team. Obviously, that's just a small sample size, but I think he's just avoiding the Sixers matchup, really.
Yeah,
that's not a good sign.
He said, "Hope."
It's not, but it's maybe that's just if he comes back and he's if that's the first game he has to play. I don't think. Yeah, I would agree.
He should have came back earlier, bro.
Yeah, he said. Somebody asked him in the press conference, the introductory one, do you think he'll be ready for the game against the Sixers? And he was like, hopefully. And he sounded pretty confident, but I don't know. It's not looking really likely.
Here's why it's a problem is because, first of all, he should have been playing already. He probably should have played the first game back because they had, I don't know. Okay, if he wasn't conditioning himself, during this whole time, that's on him, bro. That's just dumb. But the problem is there's a serious chance that the first round matchup for the Nets is gonna be the Sixers. That's a legitimate possibility. And if he can't take one game against them, how is he gonna take a playoff series? Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't think that
if he comes back from not playing basketball since last playoffs, I just think him playing that game after that trade as one the first couple of games, I don't think is good for him. That's why. But
I mean, maybe, but if he was playing up until that game, he would have had 5-6 games under his belt. And
we don't know if he was prepared. Apparently, no, he wasn't. So
he said he was.
I don't know. I'm speculating. I think that he's full of crap. But I will give the Nets.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
I will give the Nets a little more credit than I give the Lakers because, first of all, we all agree the Nets want to be at the lower end of the conference. They just do. They want Kyrie more games than not. Also, they just got KD back, so hopefully they start winning a little bit more now for their sake because they're dangerously close to falling out of a play-in tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, no, they're 4 games ahead. I'm looking right now. They're 500, but they should want to creep their way out of the play-in tournament by the end of the year. That might be really hard to do, but that's what they should aim for. Because in my opinion, you want to avoid the Sixers at all costs. And you guys know how I feel about the Sixers. I just don't believe in them as a team. I've said it every year. because they, no matter how good their teams are, they find a way to suck or to, choke. But mentally, I just don't know if Ben Simmons is there. I just don't know if he could take it. Like the crowd, the games that they will have. First of all, they'll be away most of the time for good reason. They want that because they want Kyrie. But it's like you weigh your pluses and minuses. Having Kyrie, great, but then Ben Simmons can't really handle it, maybe mentally. So it's like what you gain with Kyrie, you lose with Ben Simmons. I promise you.
There's always a question if this whole like, I'm gonna choose my words carefully, just the whole mental thing. Is it just like, was it just a way for him to still get paid and then just not be part of that Sixers team? Because that's always been a question.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but it is one of those sensitive topics where if somebody says that you can't like you're a piece of crap if you just are like discrediting them. But mentally, I'm just worried about him. They're gonna face if they go anywhere in the playoffs, they're probably gonna face the Sixers at some point. And I worry about right up here for him.
Yeah, and if that happens, also now they don't have a lot. He hasn't been on the floor yet, so they don't have any chemistry in an in-game scenario. So if they go into a series with the Sixers and they have and he hasn't been on the floor long enough to build, a valuable level of chemistry with KD and Kyrie, then that's going to be really tough for him mentally and physically because he's not going to have a role or a place in that team. If they,
I think it's easier for Kyrie and KD to play with Simmons than Harden. So I don't worry about the chemistry. It's like Will said.
I worry with Simmons' chemistry with them. I'm not worried about them playing with him. I'm worrying with him playing with them.
But don't you think changing scenery is like a good thing for him though? Don't you think that's probably like
enough?
Yeah, it should be enough. Yeah, it should be.
It remains to be seen.
With the championship contender, so like if I was him, I'd be ready to go. Like
you would think you'd have enough motivation, right?
Yeah. You're playing with two guys that probably you as a playmaker yourself are probably two of the best guys you would want as a playmaker. So then again, I mean, it's a good point. Then again, at the end of the day, this is all speculation, so we don't know where he's at in his head, and the whole conditioning thing. It might be just another cover for him just to be staying away from the team because he's not ready.
It's a good point. Yeah. I will say this. I do think that on the introductory press conferences, I remember Harden was very vocal about championship aspirations. It seemed like he was full in on with Embiid, and they were ready to get started.
Yeah, wait 1 year until he gains 20 pounds.
Yeah, this whole Sixers thing. I'm telling you guys, it's everybody, like I said, you switch places, you go from a bad place to a good place, and it's all rainbows and all that stuff. But when it starts to get tough and their backs against the wall, I mean, we just gotta see how they respond.
We'll see what happens there. That's a great point. We'll see how,
especially with Harden.
Yeah,
especially with Harden. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. We'll see how Harden responds. And they're going good stuff. The tough get going, or they leave.
they gain 10 pounds in 1 day and then they leave. Or they force their way out.
Oh man,
I'm weak.
When the going gets tough, the tough gain weight. Stop. All right. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
I'm excited for the playoffs, dude. Like the Lakers,
fantasy?
They get AD back and they start finding their way. It's like they could be against the Warriors or the Suns in the first round. That'd be crazy. And then the East is like you don't know who's gonna be the 1 seed. And you have Sixers and Nets. And it's crazy. And Heat about to get Oladipo back on Monday, I think.
Oh yeah.
So it's just this playoffs is gonna be pretty good.
I told you guys last year the East is a better conference, and I'm sticking with it this year too.
You might be
right. I believe the East is officially overtaken the West as the better conference.
All right.
Overall. But
tune in for the playoff.
By the way.
Tune in for the playoff hunt. Follow us on social media and everything. Follow us there. New episode coming out maybe Thursday. We're going to try and do 2 episodes a week now that are a little bit shorter than just one. a week so we can cover more topics there and be more relevant. But stay with us. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Instagram. You don't know the whole deal. I'll leave the links in the bio. But appreciate all y'all. Subscribe, like, comment. Peace.